Over the last 10 years, with my family, 7 kids, a couple have joined us along the way, we have traveled to more than 30 countries and had just an absolutely incredible experience together living our dream. But our epic life story began more as a tragedy. I grew up in a broken home, and my dad left right around the time I was born. Stepdads came and went, and I ended up out on my own at an early age. And man, those were hard, desperate years where I experienced a lot of depression and hopelessness and despair. I remember one Christmas Eve, I sat in a shack of a house, in a frigid room in a rundown part of town. And I was all alone, wrapped in a thin blanket with nobody and nothing. And I sat there watching my breath condense in the frigid air to pass the time, just hurting. And I remember feeling so hopeless, so alone. The loneliness was the worst of all of it. And as I sat there in that loneliness, I made a determination to change. I made a decision. It became a pivotal night that would change the course of my life. I wanted to live a meaningful life. I wanted to be a family man. I wanted to do the things that really mattered most. And on that night, I sat there reading, I decided to read some scripture. And the love of God just wrapped his arms around me. And it just felt like I was getting a hug. And in a moment of lacking self-worth and doubt and fear and discouragement, I felt loved. I felt that I mattered. I felt that I had something to do. And so that night changed the whole course of my life. And I got on this path of seeking voraciously to find the answers, the secrets for happiness, for success, for living a fulfilling and most importantly, a meaningful life. Once I really decided to live an epic life, I quickly realized it was about who I am and who I was becoming. That I had to work on me harder than I worked on anything else. I learned that no matter how determined I was, and even though I decided to succeed, I couldn't unless I increased my own personal capacity to succeed. My friend Juan can't swim. And if I were to take Juan just 10 feet from shore and water over his head, he'd be in deep trouble. But if I were to take you or myself, jump in the water and play around, it's fun. So what's literally life-threatening for one is fun for another. But if I were to take you out 2 miles from shore, it would be life-threatening. It would be really hard. And yet my friend Ka can swim 2 miles as a meditative workout. And so the difference between my friend Juan and you or me or Ka is simply capacity. It's our ability to do the things that we need to do. I was timid. I was so shy. I was insecure. I struggled so hard, even relating to people, talking to people. When a girl walked up, my head went down. I was terrified. But I realized that if I wanted to live a truly epic story, I had to increase my capacity. I had to overcome my challenges and my fears and my doubts in order to make the most of myself.